Hey guys, Samantha here. Welcome back to Paranormal Fever. I thought since this is a platform that I want to be where others can send in their stories, I should start off by sharing some of my own personal paranormal stories. So let's jump right in. I want to start with an experience I had. Sorry if you can hear. I want to start with an experience I had in my mall midday. It was shortly after my grandmother had passed away, and I was working at a Zales jewelry store at the time. There was just me and one other coworker in the store, and this coworker was behind the counter with his back to me. I was out in the center aisle where customers would be cleaning the outer glass, and after maybe like an hour or so into my shift, my grandmother's niece stopped in, and we got talking about her and other things, of course. And my grandmother had left me her diamond engagement ring, and I had recently gotten it back from being cleaned and sized to my finger so I could wear it. So I was showing her that, and shortly after she left, again, it was just coworker and I in the store, I felt, and I'm actually going to show you guys, I'm going to demonstrate because it was just so cool. I'm sitting here cleaning like this, baby bump, and I felt a tug, like a good solid tug on my shirt, and it was so strong of a pull that I actually spun fully around to see who pulled my shirt. Right, there was nobody there. It was so cool. And when I looked down, the shirt was physically pulled in the direction that I felt the tug. And you know how when somebody touches you, the feeling of the fingers or whatever lingers for a little bit? I was still feeling that on my side. So I definitely believe that was my grandmother just popping in, just saying, hey, I'm watching over you, or, I'm here with you. And I love that. I really believe that talking about deceased loved ones kind of calls them in a way, brings them closer. So I thought that was super, super cool. I do have quite a bit of paranormal experiences since joining Phantom Visions and ghost hunting the Bundy every month. And I'll share those as time goes on. Growing up, I really didn't have experiences. It wasn't until my mid-30s that I started having them, and I'm thankful for them. I love having these experiences. They're very cool. Another big one is when my husband and I decided that we wanted to start having a family. We had our son in 2012, and before that, we didn't tell any of the family, his or mine, that we were thinking about starting. It was just, a decision between the two of us. Now, my mother passed away in 2010, so neither of my children have met in person my mom or their grandmother. And when we did find out we were pregnant, we went to tell my father, and he just looked blankly, mouth drawn, like no expression whatsoever. And it felt like an eternity that he was just he couldn't talk. I was starting to question, like, is he not happy? Like, what, what's going on? Well, I found out from my sister a little while later that the week prior, my mother was coming to him in dreams and saying, what are you going to do when Samantha tells you she's pregnant? My mother was the type of person who would always make sure that he would say and do the right things, or what she considered to be the right things. So he just couldn't believe it. And my sister was like, Dad, that's Mom. They say when people are ready, loved ones can or will come to you in dreams. So that's always funny. I like to say that my mom told my father I was pregnant before I got to, and she's not even alive. Still cool experience. Very, very, very cool. I'm going to share one more story, and this one, well, actually, you know what, I'll share two. I have two more stories. I'm going to save the best for last. So I'll give you one when my daughter was a little over a year old. I was at work, and I get a call from my husband saying, your daughter's freaking me out. And I said, why? And he says he was getting her up from nap, and he was standing up in the crib, looked at him, said, hi, Daddy, looked over to a corner of the room that was empty, and said, "Hi, Grandma." And my husband was like, "What'd you say?" Which got her attention, so she kind of looked back at him, but then looked immediately right back to this empty corner of the room and said, "Hi, Grandma." So we firmly believe that my mom was kind of watching over her during her nap time, just popping in to say hello and just watch her sleep and stuff. And you know, both her and my son, my daughter and my son, when they were of babbling age, would always babble and talk to things, and I definitely believe it was my mom. I've never felt anything negative or bad in the house, which is awesome. Um, well, that's not true. There was, but it wasn't affecting anybody else but me, and I was able to take care of it. I think I might save that story for October. All right, so my last story. I'm sorry, this is looks like it's gonna be a fairly short video. I don't have, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of experiences, given that I pretty much just started having them. But the more I have, the more I'll share, and that's just more content for you guys later on. So let's get into the last story. It was wee hours of the morning, and my daughter had woken up crying, unconsolable. I tried a diaper, bottle, rocking, singing, you know, like trying to soothe her by stroking her hair and face, and nothing was working. I was in her room for roughly 45 minutes, and just getting overwhelmed. So I laid her down and said, "You're just gonna have to cry it out. We both need sleep." It was around 2:45, 3 in the morning, something like that, at that point. And so I walked out of her room, closed her door, looked up and said, "Mom, help." And she must have heard the desperation in my voice, because 2 seconds later I hear out of my daughter's mouth, "It's Grandma, yay!" Clapping, a little bit of baby babble, and she was out the rest of the night. That story always gives me goosebumps. I love that family can, it was just validation that family can come back and help you when you really, really need it. I firmly believe my mother heard the desperation in my voice. And again, with my daughter saying Grandma, remember, she never physically met her. So how would she know that's who she was? It just, that's absolutely my best story by far. So, all right, that wraps up my storytelling. I do want to tell you guys that I have a lot planned for October. For my 31 days of Halloween, I will be uploading on the daily. I'll be taking you guys ghost hunting, sharing your stories, creepypastas, and I even have a 3 a.m. challenge planned. So stay tuned for that. As for the month of September, I do plan on uploading every Tuesday and Thursday, though last Thursday was crazy. So I couldn't upload then, but I do plan on sticking to the regular Tuesday and Thursday schedule for this month. All right, see you guys. Today is Tuesday, so I'll see you Thursday. Bye.